Under the harsh glow of industrial lights, the alien girl was dragged onto the auction platform, wrists bound in heavy shackles, her bare feet scraping against the cold steel floor. The crowd of alien buyers jeered, throwing credits toward the stage, eager to claim her like property. But among them stood one human, silent, unmoving, watching her with something no one else did: compassion. And when their eyes met, she realized this wasn't the end of her story, it was the beginning of his defiance. The auction hall reeked of oil, smoke, and cold metal, a place where mercy never entered and desperation wore chains. Rows of alien buyers filled the tiered seating, their varied forms silhouetted against the flickering yellow lights. Some whispered numbers, others simply stared with predator-like hunger, waiting for the next living prize to be dragged across the steel stage. Then the girl was brought forward. Her skin, smooth and faintly glowing blue, caught the light as if she'd been polished for sale, though smudges of dirt and bruises betrayed days of rough handling. Two long, elegant horns curved from her temples, gleaming like pale ivory. Her wrists were bound in reinforced shackles, humming faintly with a stunned charge. Every small movement sent a faint tremor through her arms. She wore a short, tattered garment, barely a dress, stitched together from rough fabric, clinging to her soft curves but offering no dignity, only the bare minimum of covering. Thick thighs flexed as she was forced to kneel, head bowed, long dark hair spilling forward to hide her face. The auctioneer barked her designation, a number, not a name, projected across the rusted chamber walls. Offers began immediately, harsh alien tongues snapping credits like gunfire. Some laughed, some jeered, others appraised her like livestock. She didn't look at them, not at first, until her eyes found him, the only human in the room. He stood at the edge of the crowd, silent, arms folded. No paddle raised, no bid made, just a steady gaze that didn't strip her down to a commodity. His expression was unreadable, yet calm, almost too calm for this kind of place. Around him, aliens sneered, muttering about human curiosity and weakness. Yet none dared get close. Humans didn't come to these auctions, not unless they intended to end them. Her breathing quickened, chest rising beneath the torn fabric. Fear had ruled her since capture, but now something unfamiliar took root. Hope, faint and fragile, yet enough to make her glance up fully. When her eyes locked with his, she saw no hunger, no cruelty, only calculation. The auctioneer slammed his staff against the platform, bids rising higher, faster. A reptilian warlord hissed, and named a figure that made the crowd gasp. A slug-bodied merchant hissed back, countering with a sum twice as high. The girl flinched, heart hammering, realizing that whoever won might break her beyond repair. The human finally moved. One step forward, no word spoken, just enough to draw every gaze. A hush rippled across the hall. The auctioneer faltered, knowing exactly what that step meant. Humans had a reputation. They didn't bluff. When they entered a negotiation, they ended it, one way or another. "Do you intend to bid?" the auctioneer croaked, voice trembling despite his attempt to sound commanding. The human tilted his head slightly. "No." The word echoed. Murmurs spread like static, disbelief sharpening into unease. The reptilian warlord snarled, slamming a clawed fist against the railing. "Then stand back, primate. This is no place for you." The human's eyes flicked toward him. One glance, cold, flat, measuring, was enough to silence him mid-growl. The auctioneer swallowed hard, trying to regain control. "If you're not here to bid, then why are you?" "Because I don't buy people," the human said softly. "I end auctions." The lights above dimmed suddenly, just for a moment, followed by a deep vibration through the steel floor. Outside, through cracks in the reinforced shutters, distant glows flickered, engine burns, large and close. The kind of signature that only came from human ships. The reptilian warlord's throat clicked. "You wouldn't dare." The human stepped closer to the stage, gaze never leaving the alien girl. His tone remained calm, but the weight beneath it was iron. "You've sold children. You've sold the wounded. You've sold the desperate and the dying. But tonight this ends." The auctioneer sputtered, raising his staff, only for it to snap in half with a loud crack. No one saw him move, but the human's hand now held half of it, tossed lazily aside. "Release her," he said. No one moved. The lights cut out entirely, just for a breath, and when they flared back on, the air carried the low hum of human targeting systems. Across the chamber walls, red dots flickered, every alien in the room suddenly painted by a silent network of snipers outside. The human crouched slightly, eye level with the girl. His voice softened, barely above a whisper, yet every word carried. "This is over. Do you want to go home? Her throat tightened, lips trembling, but she managed a tiny nod. Then stand, he said. The shackles clattered to the floor, not broken, but released, the locking codes overridden from orbit. She rose shakily, long hair spilling around her face, horns catching the light as she turned toward the human. He extended his hand, not as an owner, not as a master, but as someone offering her a choice. She took it. Behind them, the reptilian warlord roared, leaping from his seat. The human didn't even glance back. A pinpoint beam flashed from nowhere, slicing the warlord's weapon arm clean off before it reached full extension. The room froze. The human guided her toward the exit, his voice calm, final. This hall is closed. These chains are done. Go back to your worlds and remember tonight, not because a human ended your auction, but because you didn't have the courage to stop it yourselves. They stepped out into the landing bay, where a sleek human dropship waited. Engines thrummed softly, promising escape, promising safety. The girl looked back once, seeing the stunned faces of buyers who, for the first time, saw themselves as villains. The hatch closed. The engines roared. The auction house disappeared beneath the glow of human escort craft rising into the void, leaving behind a galaxy that had just learned one truth. Humans don't smile when they're angry. They just end things,